What's up everybody, this is Mike, and in today's video we'll talk about editing and what's my workflow when I edit my videos. I'm going to go through every single step that I take when I edit my videos and I'm going to show you, so hopefully you find this video interesting. A couple of days ago, I asked you guys on my community tab on YouTube what kind of video you want to see me do next, and the majority of you picked this option as my next video, and I want to thank you for that, for being so active and being a part of the community. It was actually a great experience talking to you guys in that way, so basically you were the ones that chose this topic as my next video. Before I start with my workflow process, I want to get something out of the way. Editing is a very personal thing. Everyone has their own way of doing things, and that's great, and I definitely don't think my way of doing things is the best. That's definitely not the case. It's just my personal preference when it comes to editing, cutting, picking music, transitions, everything is just my personal preference, and I'm going to share it with you. So hopefully you find this video interesting. I will try to not make it extra long, but I will also try to pack as much helpful information as possible for you to enjoy. So that being said, let's go to the computer and see what my workflow is. So this is where we start from. This is my desktop, and as you can see on the right hand side of the screen, I have 3 external sources. This is the start of my editing process. I keep everything organized, and I'm going to show you how I keep this organized. So the first thing I need to do is, of course, import all of my footage from all of my devices that I have been using when shooting my videos. So sometimes you need to record the screen of your phone, or you use your regular camera, or if you have a GoPro you use that, and of course you use your drone for your regular drone footage. First thing you need to do is, of course, import everything and every single clip that you have recorded in one place. So this is what I'm going to be doing now. As you can see, I have my 3 sources. I have my regular camera, my drone, and this is my external hard drive where I usually keep all of my backed up footage and old footage that I've taken in case I need it. So I usually go and make a new folder in a folder that I've made called YouTube, and I have a folder called In Progress. When I go there, I make a new folder. Let's say it will be called How I Edit My Videos. And then I'll make a new folder for each and every single device that I have used, so to make it easier for organizing stuff and be easier to find something when you need it. That's a crucial step, and it's a key to being organized and being quick and being able to find anything when you need it. So first thing I will do is make a new folder called lumix. This is for my regular camera footage that I've taken. Another folder which I will call Mavic Air, and another one for, let's say, if I have taken some screenshots or anything that I have recorded on my phone, I will keep it here, and another one for my music and effects. This is really important when you edit a large project and you have lots and lots of clips and files, and that makes it super easy for you to find them. So be sure to follow this step, as it's very, very important. The next step is, of course, to copy everything from your external hard drives and external devices to those folders, and I'll be back when I do that. Now that I have everything imported in all of my folders, turns out I'm not going to be using this iPhone folder, but anyway, I have everything already and set up. I can now eject those external devices. I won't be needing them anymore, and I can finally start working on my edits. To do that, this is not ejecting, come on. To do that, I am going to open Final Cut Pro, and I'm going to be making a new event, a new project, which will be called How I Edit My videos. I'm working in 1080p at 24 frames per second, and I prefer to use that format as it's the most natural looking, the most cinematic way of filming. And since both my drone and my camera support filming in 24 frames per second in Cinelike D, this is just perfect for my taste, as I like to color grade my footage and work in 24 frames per second. So that's how I start, and I make a new event here which has a new project, and once you open that project you can now start importing that footage that you will be using. So let's go to the Mavic Air and just import everything into the timeline, and here we have, as you can see, almost 14 minutes of footage. And that's the way I like to shoot. I like to overshoot by a lot, and generally if I have 15 minutes of footage, I am using maybe 2 minutes out of it. Like I said, I want to keep the viewer interested. I want to have the footage flowing, moving all the time, and to do that you need to use shorter cuts and keep the footage interesting by switching a lot. That's at least my way of doing that. The next thing we need to do is find the right track that we'll be using for that footage, and that's not a very simple thing to do, as most times you need to have an idea even before you start shooting, or maybe after you're done shooting. You have to have an idea what kind of feel you want to provoke in the viewer, what kind of music will go very well with the footage that you have just shot. And in this case, this footage is very cinematic, very epic, I would say, and I like to have a song that goes well with it, and I think I can use a very epic song, which is this one. It's called Spheres, and it's downloaded on Epidemic Sound. This is the website that I use for all of my music needs. It's a paid service, but it's just great for finding the right track, the right genre of music. Whatever you need, you can find tons of free, copyright-free songs, and it's a paid service, like I said. But if you're editing and you're using YouTube a lot, you're making a lot of videos, you will see that basically it pays for itself. So it's a great thing to have. So the first thing I will do is just lay everything on my timeline, and basically you need to decide how long your video is going to be. I like to keep it short and sweet, maybe 2-3 minutes maximum, as the viewer's attention span is not very long and you don't want to bore the viewer with everything that you have shot. You don't want to keep it very long, so it's good if you can keep it even less than that. Maybe 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes is ideal. So as we can see, the song here is around 3.5 minutes, and I don't think I will be using all of it, so we need to cut it according to the clips that we have. But that's not the first thing I do. The first thing I do is go through each and every clip and cut to the best parts only. I don't need the bad footage. Of course, there's lots of movements and sudden direction changes and stuff like that I don't really need in my footage. Let's see here, for example, I'm sure this is something like that. As you can see, yeah, this is just switching directions. Very, very bad looking footage that you definitely don't need in your final clips. So I will now go through each and every clip from here and just cut the best parts, so I can have only the best parts of the footage left, and then we'll see how long they are and basically decide whether we are going to use the whole track or half of it or 1/3 of it and stuff like that. We'll need to know how long the clip is going to be. Let me do that and I'll be back to you in a second. I just edited everything, did the whole thing, maybe 30 minutes, and the video just decided not to record itself. So I'm doing this for the second time right now, and I'm sorry if I sound pissed off. It's probably because I am, but I'm going to keep it short this time. Hopefully it works better. But now I know what to focus on better and how to keep it more organized and systematic so it doesn't get too long. So the first thing we need to do after we have cut all of the clips we are going to use is to decide what kind of the song, what part of the song we're going to be using. So what I did last time when I didn't record the video was I chose this ending part here of the song only. What this allows me to do is to use this this part here is kind of like a build-up. This is the epicness of the song, and this is the fading away part of the song, which is great for the ending of your video. So I see that Final Cut Pro 10 has automatically applied noise removal to the song, which is something that I don't want, so I will just remove that. Be aware that sometimes Final Cut Pro 10 decides automatically to work on your audio and completely screw it up, so make sure you see if there are any corrections that have been made without your consent here. So I'm now going to use this part of the song, like I said, which is, as you can see, it has some nice build-up in the first couple of seconds here, which I think I'm going to be cutting here, and I'll remove the extra part that we don't need. What we see here is that we have a yellow line, and this means that the audio is clipping, and we definitely don't need that, so we'll need to lower the overall volume of this track to, I'm generally using -5 decibels to make sure that the song is not clipping, and if you're using headphones you're actually enjoying the song to its maximum potential. So let's see if the beginning of the song is okay right now. Okay, I think this is a good beginning. If we play it from the beginning right now, we'll hear that it actually starts well. It has a couple of seconds, maybe 5 seconds, as we can see here, 5 seconds of build up, and then it starts, the beat drops, and here we have a couple of seconds where the song actually fades out. We can use that as an ending, so it's perfect for demonstrating this video. So the first thing we'll do as a beginning of this video will be a clip that I have just imported. It's actually the drone taking off, and I will use that in the beginning of the video, but I will also use this part here, which I particularly enjoy. This is the drone following me automatically while I am getting ready to switch to another location. It's actually recording me taking all of my setup with me and getting ready to take off from here. So I think I will use that, maybe this part of the final part of the clip, I will use it in the very beginning of the video. So let me zoom in. This is something that I use all the time, zooming in and out. It helps a lot. So the first thing that we'll need to use is maybe this part of the clip where I'm setting up everything, but I will definitely need to keep it shorter. So maybe just from here until I squat here, so it shows that I'm getting ready to do my setup. So I'll just remove those excessive parts that we don't need. And as you can see, here is where the beat actually drops. This little thing here, I'm not sure if you can see it, but this is where, how I know that the beat drops. It's here. So we have time until here to this orange line to move those two clips and use them until the beat drops, because we want to sync the video with the audio and to make it more flowing and, you know, interesting. So one of the best tips I can give you to always sync the music to your videos. It's just so much more professional looking and so much better when you actually sync the music with your video. It goes so much better. So now I'm just going to move those two clips, and as you can see, this is where the beat drops, so I'll definitely need to cut this clip even more, but I don't really think I need anything more than that until the drone goes out of frame. And maybe I don't need also a part of the beginning, since it's all the same, it's spinning the propellers. So I'm just going to cut it here, maybe even more. We don't really need to watch the drone spinning its propellers for a couple of seconds, right? So this is where the beat drops, and I think we are on the line very precisely. Just a bit more. And then yeah, maybe like this, and then I'll just drag this a bit more so it doesn't have a gap between the two clips. And now if I zoom out a bit from the timeline and if I play from the beginning, we'll see that we actually have a nice intro sequence that shows me getting ready to set up everything, and then the drone starts spinning and it takes off. Even though this is very insignificant, it actually tells a story. It shows you that I've actually been there, I've been getting ready, and it shows you how I've been getting ready. So it's a small thing, small touch, but it's definitely something that creates something to understand, and it's a story, even though it's not a particularly interesting story, but it's something that tells you what I have been doing this day. So let's start from the beginning. Let me play it very quickly. So as you can see, exactly where when the screen got dark and black is where we need our next clip to begin, so we can match it with the music. So we don't really have a lot of time here, so we'll just use some of our best clips. So for example, this is where I start going back and further away from myself and showing off this great location. So what I'm going to do now is, I think I might just delete that part and I might start directly from here. I'm going to be using the first couple of seconds from this clip just so you can see it better, and I'm going to be cutting right here, and then I will try to remember how big this sequence is, and then I'll cut roughly the same size at the end. And what we are left with here, I'm just going to speed it up to a huge number, not even 20 times, but more, because we definitely need it to move very quickly, and it's a great way to show off your location, because it's just going to zoom out, and then you'll have the time to take it all in and look of this location. That's why we have left some time at the end of the clip. This is a small trick that I like to use from time to time. So now we have sped up the clip at 2000%, and I'm actually going to go all the way to 5000%, just so it's a very quick zoom out effect. So now I think we'll need some time until this clip renders, but let's start, and let me play it so we can see if it actually works. Yes, I think we can even make it more, maybe 7000%. We don't really need it to be visible. It's just so we can see that the drone is going backwards very quickly, and we don't really need that that clip. We need it for connecting the first clip and the second one, which is like this. And now if we just move this on top of our track, as you can see, I'm using the track as my main timeline object because it's just my orientation for how things are working. Normally you can use your footage as your main object on the timeline, and then the track could be below. But since I'm always cutting and moving things, for me it's just better to use my footage on top. So that's just something that I use. Guys, so the video got really long and I decided to split it into two different videos. So this is part 1, part 2 is coming tomorrow. Thank you for watching.